Welcome. This is Lily Chu with the Better Business Bureau Education Foundation. Our mission is to blow the whistle on scammers. If you want to check out a business or charity, come to us. Our reports are trustworthy, unlike many of those glowing online reviews, which are often paid for by the seller. We maintain strict business standards to ensure you get honest and reliable reports. You can call us or go online to bbb.org to look up companies locally and across the country. We've also created a military website just for the armed forces because, believe it or not, there's scammers out there that are targeting our soldiers. And I've uploaded handouts for you at BBBEF WordPress. Just click on resources and you'll see information on car buying, paying for college, establishing credit, and much more. You're always welcome to contact me. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm a social worker and I like helping people. It's free and you won't have to cough up your social security number or any other personal information. When in doubt, check it out. With that said, let's get started on today's tips and tricks on paying for college. Yep, if you've done your homework, you already know college is expensive. If you want to get as far away from your family as possible and go to the University of Southern California, it's going to cost you over $74,000 a year. A better bet, stay in Texas. Even if you go to a private university like Rice, it'll be cheaper. Yeah, only $64,500 a year. But better than that are going to be state-run universities. UT, A&M, U of H, Sam Houston will run you anywhere between $22,000 and $24,000 a year if you're living on campus. Even better than that, suck it up, stay at home, go to community college for the first couple of years. That's San Jac, Brazosport, Houston, and Lone Star community colleges. That will run you anywhere between $4,100 and $4,700 a year. But before you go run out and sign up for community college classes, make sure you find out whether or not those college credits are going to transfer over to the university that you're planning on attending later. Because if they don't, no point in going and paying for classes at community college. Now, the other good thing about community college, besides being cheap, is that they offer what's called an associate's degree, which you can usually complete in 2 years, and you will get training in some kind of a craft, skill, or trade. I was looking at some of the hot job trends the other day, and because baby boomers like me are getting old, we're going to need medical help. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a doctor. You could be a registered nurse, a pharmacy technician. There's always going to be a need for dental hygienists. Those are all associate's degrees that you can get at community college. Now you might be looking at that and going, oh my gosh, I'm going to need some help even paying for that. Yeah, well, college isn't cheap. So where are you going to find money? Start with local resources. Your high school student guidance counselor should be able to help you. Colleges and universities have financial aid offices which can assist you. Also check with your community organizations like Rotary or Lions Clubs. Oftentimes they will offer community members scholarships and grants. And large corporations will many times offer their employees' children scholarships and grants to go to college. And then, of course, there are many resources online, websites that can show you where to find grants and scholarships, as well as student loans. But beware of any website that asks for money up front or your social security number. You should not have to provide anything to them to get free information on scholarships, grants, and loans. Also be aware that many universities and colleges will offer you a free ride if your family's income is below a certain level. If you remember, a minute ago we were looking at Rice University, $64,500 a year. When I last checked, if your family's income was under $130,000, you could get a free ride to Rice. And if your family's income is under $65,000 a year, they'll kick in room and board. So you could be going to an Ivy League university and not paying anything if your family's income is below those thresholds. Also be aware that the University of Houston and UT Austin offer similar programs. Their income guidelines are $65,000. So again, if your family's income falls below that threshold, check them out. Without a doubt, scholarships and grants are the best way to pay for college. Next best, federal student loans. They have good interest rates that are capped out, and they have good repayment terms. But do be aware they are serious business. If you do not repay your student loan, they can seize your tax refund or take money out of your paycheck. And it will go on your credit report, ruining your credit until you do pay it off. And in the meanwhile, interest, penalties, fees will continue to pile up. If you do decide to take out a federal student loan, take out the minimum amount you need for school only. Do not roll into your student loan food, money, clothes, money, fun money. No, get a part-time job for that kind of stuff. Because if you roll it into your student loan, you're going to end up paying for that stuff for a really long time at a really high price. Let's see how long and how high. Right now, experts are saying that students graduating from 4 years of college are coming out with a little over $35,000 in student loan debt. If you want to pay that off in 10 years at an interest rate of 4.53%, which is the current rate on direct loans, you will be making 120 payments of about $363 a month. At the end of that 10 years, you will have paid just under $8,600 in interest. But look at the next paragraph. They're estimating that you're going to have to make almost $44,000 a year to be able to afford to repay this loan, and this is assuming you're using 10% of your gross monthly income. Now, these experts are also saying that entry-level college graduates are only going to average about $38,700 a year unless they have a science, technology, engineering, or math degree. And gross income is before taxes are taken out, before health insurance is taken out, before anything is taken out. So this just isn't that realistic. This is why you're hearing about so many college students having to move back in with their parents because they couldn't afford this $363 loan payment on top of their basic bills. Now you might be thinking, oh, fine, well, what if I drag it out a longer time? Won't that reduce the amount of my monthly loan payment? Sure it will. Let's see what that looks like. Say you decide to take it out for 20 years. Well, now you're going to be making 240 payments, but your monthly loan payment does come down to $222. However, at the end of the 20 years, you will have paid over $18,000 in interest. So that means you just paid about $53,000 to borrow about $35,000. This is why I'm saying, think long, think hard, take out the minimum amount you need for school only. Even if they offer you more, don't take it. Just take out what you need for tuition and any other school-related expenses. In your search for money, you may see an ad or even get a phone call saying you qualify for a free government grant, guaranteed. All you need to do is give them your social security number and bank account number so they can verify your identity and transfer that money into your account. Well, guess what? When they get your social security number, they're going to steal your identity. And when they get your bank account number, they're going to drain it dry. Do not fall for this scam. Grants, scholarships will always have some kind of requirement. So if anyone tells you there's no requirement, acceptance is guaranteed, or you're already pre-qualified, they're lying to you. They may tell you you're not going to get this list of secret funding sources anywhere else. Guess what? Foundations actually must give away a certain amount of money every year to maintain their tax-exempt status, and lenders, well, they're going to make money off of you through the interest that they charge you. So they're not hiding the fact that they have money. Or they'll say, try out the program. If you don't get a grant, get a refund. But then you find out in order to qualify for the refund, you have to apply to 500 grants in 1 month and get letters declining you within that same month. Well, that's not going to happen. Or this scholarship is guaranteed, otherwise you get your money back. No special requirements. Again, nothing is ever guaranteed. There will always be some kind of special requirement for a scholarship or a grant, whether it's good grades, being very tall, vegetarian, all kinds of different things, but there will always be some kind of special requirement. And if you have to pay more than a postage stamp to get information on scholarships or grants, that's a scam. They should not be asking for your credit card or bank account information to give you information. And if they say you have been selected by a national foundation or you're a finalist in a contest that you don't even remember entering, again, scams. All they're looking for is your personal information or your bank account number. Scammers aren't usually the sharpest knife in the drawer. The most commonly misspelled word is scholarship. So if you get anything that has grammatical or spelling errors in it, that's a big red flag. If they tell you, we can guarantee to get you $50,000 in tax-free grant money, there's no special requirements. Again, there will always be a requirement for scholarships and grants. Or if they try and use an official sounding name so that it seems they're coming from the government or a respected foundation. If you get an email or phone call or regular mail that you did not apply for, trust me, funders are not looking for people to give their money away to. They will wait for you to contact them. And if it's now or never, that's usually another big red flag. They're just trying to make you make a snap decision, usually not in your best interest. And if they start asking for credit card or bank account information just to send you some info on their scholarship or grant, that's usually another big red flag. Matching services that offer to sell you lists of funders personalized to your criteria, just avoid them. You can get all the information you need from real legitimate websites online or from student guidance counselors. Financial aid seminars, while they may be helpful, do be aware that some of them are just thinly disguised marketing schemes trying to sell you services that you may not want or need. Also be aware that even if they're being held on a college campus, that doesn't necessarily mean that the colleges check them out. Sometimes universities just rent out space to companies who want to come in and talk to students. So be sure and check out any kind of financial aid seminar and don't purchase anything on the spot. Make sure you have ample time to think about any decision that you want to make. But if you do decide to use a financial aid advisor, be aware that your application will be more heavily scrutinized because they know that you used a professional to help you. Also, that person must sign off on your application showing that they helped you. This is the law. If they tell you that, well, I know that if I do this, it's just going to make them look at your application more carefully, so I'm just not going to sign it. That is illegal. And if they are willing to break the law in that way, they will probably be willing to rip you off as well. Again, there's lots of financial aid information available online. You can go to studentaid.ed.gov, which is the Department of Education's website, where they will give you information on everything you need. Not everyone is cut out to go to college or attend a university. Be aware there are many jobs available out there that do not necessarily require a 4-year degree. Here's some of them. Now, many of these may require training, apprenticeship, or post-secondary education, but do be aware there are many jobs available out there that don't necessarily require you to go to a university. However, check out any for-profit college very carefully before you attend. Many of them, especially the ones online, are considered diploma mills, where they will shoot out diplomas to everybody and guarantee to help them find a job once they graduated. But then, once you graduate, you find you've got a worthless degree and no job prospects. All you've got is a bunch of student loan debt. So again, make sure you carefully check out any for-profit or trade college before you sign on the dotted line. Some good rules of thumb. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And remember, nobody can guarantee to get you scholarship, grant, or loan money. And you should not have to pay money to get money. Again, if you have to pay more than a postage stamp to get information, it's probably a scam. If you spend your time, you won't have to spend your money. And if you get that weird feeling in your stomach like, I'm just not really sure about this offer, don't even go there. There's plenty of information available online that you can get for free. And if you think something may just be too good to be true, but you're not super sure, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to assist you.